How do you differentiate depression from being wore out or burning the candle at both ends?
You take that one.
Depression is a symptom of doing that. So if you are running yourself ragged, you're going to be depressed. So I don't know. I'm not going to get all medical on it with what depression actually, because depression is a symptom of a problem. And the problem is, it could be, a chemical imbalance. It could be hormones. It could be that you're burning a candle at both ends. But depression is a symptom that will come from not taking care of yourself.
Right.
You will be emotionally exhausted, physically exhausted, spiritually exhausted if you are doing that, if that's your pattern. And it's okay, because I fall into those traps, and I'm like, oh, hold on a minute, pull back, and then I reset. So that's what I have to say about that. What do you think?
I think too, like, understanding that there's nothing wrong with it, man. There's nothing wrong with being burned out. Like, I get there sometimes, but I've tried to build a life where I'm not burned out, where I enjoy what I do. But there's days that I'm like, fuck today, I'm done. I'm tired. Whether I'm burning the candle both ends. And I think too, the idea that depression is this, again, without the medical mumbo jumbo, because there's 1,000 people who want to chop up what I'm about to say, but like, maybe you're not depressed. Maybe you just hate what you're doing. Maybe you just don't like the people you're hanging out with, and you're just in a negative mood all the time. You think you're depressed, but you just are surrounded by assholes, or you fucking hate where you are in life, right? It's not depression. It's just, I'm in a shitty spot in life. But then there is real chemical depression where you're sad and you're this and that and the other.
Yeah.
And I don't think either of them is bad. I don't think either of them is wrong. I think it's just identifying, like, where am I really at in my life? Like, I'm way more happy now than I've ever been in my entire life. I struggle with quote unquote depression or feeling like shit way less than I did years ago, when I was not honest, when I was not doing something that I wanted to be doing, when I was not with people that I wanted to be with. And making those changes, I think, takes you to a completely different reality. But I think the first thing people need to check is, like, am I surrounded by assholes? Do I have a job that I fucking hate? Can I not stand my family? Like, I'm labeling this depression, but the truth is I just might be in a really shitty place in my life, right?
Yeah. If you're not living with integrity,
Yeah.
and you're honoring yourself, you're going to be depressed.
Be radically honest with yourself about this stuff, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there are days, literally, like, I know very, 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 and you know what? Andy Frisilla talks about this. I'll mention Andy, because Andy talks about depression. And this is a dude who makes hundreds of millions of dollars, has a wildly successful company, has a beautiful wife, dogs, and a backyard that's to die for, and employees, and an exotic car collection. And he talks about how he struggles with depression. And he has legitimate depression. And I think it's very, very, very real to have the conversation around it. But he also talks about how he knows it. He understands it. He works through it. And as we've talked about many times, wherever you are, the storm's going to pass at some point in time. You know what I mean? But, I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole on this, but I think it's very important for people to understand the difference between, am I chemically depressed? Are there things in my life? Or am I just not in a place in my life that I want to be?
Yeah.
And maybe just literally changing jobs changes your entire fucking environment, changes your entire well-being, right?